Yeah, I think the best way to describe it, it feels like you're a puppet and somebody's working you. Joe, but I can see in the future you'll turn up at a car park in a national park and there'll be a couple of guys, and it will be guys, won't it, fitting them. They'll have all the Gore-Tex gear, the fanciest walking poles, everything you could possibly think of, and they'll be putting them on and they'll be pounding past you up a hill. Hello everybody, hope you're well. Now I get offered lots of things to review, and when you've been doing YouTube for quite a few years like I have, you constantly get emails through. And there's a number of companies I work with a lot of times, promotion companies. And I got an email from this promotion company saying, we've got a client that'd like you to review their new product. And it's an exoskeleton. So this is the dnsys X1 exoskeleton. I was like, what? Yes, send it to me straight away. And it's took a while to come. These are new onto the market. And it's basically, it's two motors that fit on your hips on a belt that put clamps around the top of your thighs, enables you to move your leg up and down using the power of the motor. And it has different power settings, and it also has a regenerative power, which is a resistance one called an aqua, which is used for training. So if you was an athlete and you was training, an athlete like myself, and you was training and you want to build up the strength in your legs, you know, people run through the sea and sand and put weights around the legs to build up that extra strength. This has a resistance within the motors that actually turns the power drive motors into generators and puts a resistance into your legs for training purposes. But the main idea of this is to give you extra power and extra ease for being out and about in the outdoors. And it's really impressive. I've been playing about with this for a few days. I've been waiting for a decent day where it's not too windy and not chucking it down with rain to get out and use it. But I've been out on it a few times. I hadn't filled anything yet. And it's really, really clever. And I'm impressed of how they've actually come up with it. So it comes well packaged. It comes in this stylish bag. Now the unit itself has a battery, a lithium battery, and is rechargeable. And that's the unit. So you have a waistband that goes obviously around your waist, which is adjustable. There's this button on the back that you can press to extend the waist belt. There's a belt strap, Velcro belt strap around the front. So this sits on your hips. Here's one of the motors, there's obviously one on each side. This is the arm, which fits down onto the legs, which strap around the top of your thighs, and it's all adjustable. The thing weighs just under 2 kilograms with a battery and everything. But when you're wearing it, I suppose it's where you're actually wearing it, you don't really feel that extra weight. You know it's on, but it doesn't really feel uncomfortable, which is quite surprising. Fitting it on is relatively straightforward. In the box and the carrying case, you get your battery. So there's your rechargeable battery. USB-C to USB-C charging lead. There's a link that links the control module to the battery. There's an American one in this one. I don't know if they're going to produce a UK one, but an American type charger plug. And an adapter which fits on the end of the battery, which just takes the USB-C, and it gives you indicator lights there of how charged it is. There's some basic instructions, and there's some additional straps, and the additional straps are a waistband extension or a shortener. I think this is a shorter one, and some shorter leg straps as well, which are expandable. And it all comes in this nice carrying case. The instructions are really simple because there's an app. There's a very useful app that comes with this, and in the app there's a code there to get the app. In the app it shows you how to set it up, how to fit it, and to make sure that it's all set up properly for you to use. And it comes in this semi-hard case. So setting this up is relatively easy. There's a, as I say, a button on the back there which extends this back part, which extends the size of the waist. It comes with this multi-connector plug which fits into the control unit on the back there. This runs around to the front, and on the front of the unit, that's where your battery goes. And there's a Velcro cover on that to give it some more support. A really tight Velcro cover. There we go. So there's a little clip on there for this to clip onto. So that slides into place like so. And then your Velcro goes around the top for a bit more support. Then the other multi-connector from the control unit just sits into there, like so. And that's it. That's it set up really. For fitting it, have this Velcro strapper on the front. So the first bit of Velcro goes to the back of this connector. You pull the strap tight and the front Velcro goes on there as well. And these want to be in line with your hips because that's obviously where the movement is. And then your leg adjusters, they fit round your leg. You can pull this out and it makes them adjustable. And then push it back in and you tighten them up on your legs. You obviously don't want them too tight. And then you do the same on the other leg. And that's it, set up, ready to go. There is some noise from those motors as the cogs are moving. There's some movement in this arm here, but the idea of this is the motor in here have artificial intelligence and it understands what you're doing and how much restriction you're putting on there, and it allows the pressure and the movement in those angles. I wouldn't say it's uncomfy, you know you're wearing it, but I wouldn't say it's over uncomfy. And the app is really good as well. So the setup, when you first get this, you go into the app, and to give the artificial intelligence some help understanding your leg movements, gets you to walk around at your normal speed with a display on the actual app that shows it understanding how much movement you've got in your normal leg movement. And that programs it into the unit. I think that's what it uses as a baseline. To switch it on, double click the button at the back, and these light up here either side. And you have power buttons either side from off, normal power, sport and boost. But it's also on the app as well. And the app shows you how much power it's giving you and how much resistance it's giving you. The app, I've got it on at the moment. And these are the different settings. So that's the aqua setting, and the aqua setting gives you resistance, and as well as giving you resistance, it actually puts power back into the unit as well. You can really feel the drag on that. So there's two aqua settings on there. Eco, Sport and Boost. And it doesn't feel like you are not walking. It actually feels like somebody's got a piece of rope around your leg and lifting your leg up for you. Makes it really easy to lift your leg. And the app records all the information of how many steps, how much power you're using. Let's get outside and use it. I haven't bumped into anybody yet. If it's a local, they'll just say, what the hell you're doing? And if it's not, I'll probably just get some funny looks. I've got them on the aqua setting now. This is the regeneration training mode. Oh my God, you can feel the difference. It's like your boots are full of lead. There's two aqua modes. I've got an aqua plus, which is the biggest resistance. And this is the one that turns the motors into generators and gives you that resistance. So I suppose this is the equivalent in reverse of the boost mode. and you certainly notice it more on the resistance. That is hard work. Feels like you've been out walking all day and your legs are made of lead. And the buttons on the side, on your left hand side you go down the settings, and on the right hand side you go up on the settings. I'm wearing it with this small rucksack on. It's got my camera gear in, and it's fine. The back of the strap doesn't rest on it, and you do get used to it. It's unusual. I've got it in the sports mode at the moment, so the second to top power settings, and I feel like I'm really walking on air, but you tend to forget it's on, and then you switch down the settings and you think, oh my god, there is a difference there. So it is really noticeable how much power it gives you. Don't know if you can work it out on this camera, but that's the hill I've just come up, and I walk this hill quite often with the dogs, and it is very steep, and normally when I get to this point I'm out of breath, but with this on full power it really was a breeze. So I'm going to walk back down now with it on the recharge on the Aqua Plus. Get out of there, come on. walking down here on the Aqua Plus, the recharge one, it's almost like walking up a hill. Noticeably different, and hard work walking down a hill. I suppose it is recharging the batteries for your next uphill. I don't think it's equivalent to how much power you use when you've got it in the power mode to how much power you've got it regenerating in the aqua mode. I don't think they equal themselves out. I think you probably have to do twice as many miles in the charging mode to get a proportion of what you've used in the power mode. Might give an indication of how steep the hill is we're about to go up. It is a hill that I do quite often. It's a gradual till you get to about this point, and then it shoots up quite steep. It really is a strange feeling. It's hard to describe. Yeah, I think the best way to describe it, it feels like you're a puppet and somebody's working you. It feels like you can feel the straps around your legs. They literally are lifting my thighs, enabling me to walk easier. And some of the stats that come with this are supposed to reduce your weight by 38 kilos. It doesn't take away all the need to move. It's a bit like an e-bike, a pedal assist e-bike. It just assists your legs as you're lifting them up and down. This is one of those products that surprise me. I love it when I get weird and wonderful things sent to me, or new ideas like this. It works very well. It does what it's supposed to do and as it's described. And the quality of the build is very good. Even down to the quality of the actual strap, the fixtures and fittings are really good. Definitely impressed. I can only imagine how much effort must have gone into that in research and development, and we'll probably see more and more of these developing as the years go on. So we could be looking at the future here. This is the third day I've been out using these, and I've brought Jo with me this time, so we'll see how she gets on with it as well. When you think you have all the gear, something new comes along. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. What do you think? Is this the future of outdoor walking? Is it the future of sports training? Are we going to be seeing these on practically everybody like e-bikes nowadays? Back out again. I've brought Robocop with me. It's not uncomfortable, is it?
No, I'd quite easily be able to walk in it.
I'm operating this with the app on my phone, so you're on full restriction mode now. So just have a walk. So that's like a training mode, and you'll be feeling it pulling on your legs.
Yeah,
probably feels like you're walking uphill slightly.
Yeah, it does. Gets your muscles going.
And I'll swap you over now to plus mode. So you're now in full boost mode.
Yeah. It's moving my legs. Makes you want to go
What
like a
fun
soldier.
I could have with this if this remote control did more. I could have you running all over the place.
It makes you want to be like a soldier.
Have a run.
Oh!
Is that you running?
Yeah, but it's weird. And it's all muddy.
Full power. What are you walking like that for? You're walking like a duck. Just walk normally.
It forces you to.
It is a strange feeling when you first put it on.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed, after you've been walking for a while, you forget it's there. And you think, is it still working? So you turn the power settings down. And then you think, oh yeah, it's definitely still working. But it's so easy to get used to. I was thinking who would actually use this. And undoubtedly a training device. So if you're a sports person and you're training as a runner, fell running or even track, to put it on that resistance mode is excellent. I've been using it for about 3 days now. And the first day I was using it more on the resistance mode on the flat. And I was trying to work out how much charge you could get through it. Which isn't a lot, it does put some charge in it. But the next day my legs was aching. It's like wearing lead boots on the resistance mode. So as a sports person it'd be very good.
Would it be a rehabilitation device for anybody who's suffered an
Well,
injury?
it says very clearly on the instructions it's not for medical purposes, and you would obviously consult your doctor or your surgeon to see if it'd help you.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's probably a disclaimer because they don't want people trying to do something with it that's not safe
Yeah.
and could cause them if you've got a particular injury. But I think the other thing it'd be really useful for is for mountain rescue. If you think those mountain rescue people have to trudge up those hills to find people that have got lost or in particular danger, if they've got one of them on and they're off up a hill, it'll take some weight off, so it reduces the amount of power you actually have to put in your legs. So for mountain rescue, to get up there as soon as you can, particularly if you're looking for somebody who's got hypothermia, that'd be a great use for it. The other thing I was thinking is I used to work as an outdoor pursuits instructor, and we used to do lots of guided walks where you'd have a group, you'd get them through the dodgy bits, and then you'd send them off to do their bit, and you'd meet them at various checkpoints, particularly if it's young people doing Gold DV or something. And you get to the last checkpoint before the finish, and there's always somebody that's absolutely shot. The legs have gone, they've overdone it, it's the last day. People are carrying the kit for them, they've put them at the front, slowest person at the front, they've tried all the games, they've given them the walking poles. But if you was on a situation like that, you could quite easily give them these, put it on full power to get them to the last point, and I think that'd be a great motivator for them and for the rest of the
And
group.
it'd be funny as well, wouldn't it?
Be
Quite
good.
fun.
Let's put the robo legs on.
Let's put robo legs on, yeah.
So I think it's comfy, but it's weird because it doesn't take long to actually get used to the power from it. If it's in the restricted mode, you know you're in the restricted mode. You feel you've literally got lead boots on. But when you're in one of the positive power modes, Eco, Sport or the Boost, it doesn't take long before you think, is it still working? And then you switch the power settings down and you think, yeah, it's definitely working. It's a bit like an e-bike. How long the battery lasts is a question everybody will ask. Well, I haven't fully tested that, and it's difficult to say because it will depend on which power setting you have it on, and probably how much you weigh and how much you use it. So we've probably done, with this filming over the few days we've used it, we've charged it once and we've probably done about 10k, and there's still a third of the battery left in it. About you, Joe, but I can see in the future you'll turn up at a car park in a national park and there'll be a couple of guys, and it will be guys, won't it, fitting them. They'll have all the Gore-Tex gear, the fanciest walking poles, everything you could possibly think of, and they'll be putting them on, and they'll be pounding past you up a hill. So I think it will be used like that. I think they will become the norm. We'll see more of these exoskeleton units as they develop, and I think we'll see them a lot being used in the outdoors.
It's a bit like e-bikes, isn't it?
It's very similar to e-bikes.
People, you know, it was very much, you know, a small amount of people, and now, you know, you see lots of people riding e-bikes, just giving them that extra help on their cycle ride. And
I suppose the only thing we've sort of had evolutionary wise in walking is walking poles, which help and assist. So if you had walking poles, a big rucksack and this, you know, if you was Friday night meeting your mates, going to the Peak District or somewhere, pounding up a hill, want to get there up quick, get your tent up to have a night up there, this would be a good unit for that. So there's a button on this side here, shows you how much power you got left in your battery, and that's how you go up your power settings. So that one there, Joe, is the one you press up to go up to your power settings. It's currently on full. And then on the other side there's a minus button, and that goes down your settings into the two training modes, the two acro modes. And if you press that one, it'll go down the settings and you'll feel the difference. And then if you want some boost or some sport or the eco mode, you go back up through that one. I think it'd be good to have a separate battery. They're not particularly big batteries. It's really surprising a motor of that size, I know there's one on each leg, gives you as much power as it does, and gives you as much resistance as well. Right, I brought you to the hill. So your challenge is to walk down to the bottom of the hill and then see if you can run back up again.
Oh my word, why can't I just do that little one?
No. We need to test it. It doesn't look that steep on this camera, but this is a steep hill. You ready, co-pilot?
You're expecting me to run up that?
I did earlier.
Oh.
There she goes, Robocop.
Takes a little bit of getting used to, but it kind of lifts your legs as you're moving. Oh, yeah, really strange. Oh. Running's not my forte at the best of times. Yeah, it definitely assists, pulls your legs up as you go. Hiya kids, hiya.
Well, you certainly don't need it on the power setting to go downhill. This is definitely easier, without a doubt. Much easier. Steve Austin's $6 million man. You have to put some effort in, but it definitely helps. Whew. Well, I can honestly say this device is a great laugh, great fun. There's lots of practicalities with it, and I can see, as I've said before, it being used for lots of different services and for activities. If there's anybody out there from a mountain rescue point of view, I highly recommend you try one of these. Contact the company and see if they'll lend you one, or contact me, and if I'm about not too far away, I'll bring this one, you can have a go with it. So I think it'd be a great aid to mountain rescue. Reduce that amount of time it takes to get to a casualty, particularly if I say that serious injury, blood loss or hypothermia. But I think it will also be used, as I said earlier, as a general piece of equipment. At 2 kilograms or just under 2 kilograms, it's not over heavy, it's well worth it. Particularly if you can get to places like this, and the ease of getting to places like this. Might be useful for the elderly, dog walkers. You know, in your younger years, if you've been up certain fells, Lake District, the moors, or even topped off on some mountains, this would assist you getting up there. What did you think to it then?
Once I got comfy, it was good, yeah. It was, it did feel like it was assisting you.
You notice the difference when you go from assist mode to the restriction mode, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
And you really notice the difference when you switch the power off.
Yeah, you kind of get, you soon get used to it, sort of pulling your legs up. So yeah, I think it takes a while to get used to, but once you get it on the right setting, maybe.
Well, that was the first time you've used it. I've used it 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
And after putting it on, within, I don't know, 5 minutes, you forget you're wearing it. And it's so easy, like everything, like an e-bike or anything, to put it on full power. Check the description. I don't know the price of these yet. They're new out. There'll be all the information in the description, and as this video moves on in time, if they send me updates, I'll include those updates in the description as well. So that just leaves us to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching, everybody.